So happy that you're here with us today. And I hope that your day is off to a good start, or your day has been good, um, or you're in the middle of the night, wherever you are in the world. It's great to have you with us today. Um, okay, this is so weird. I'm having more technical issues. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna have to adjust some things here. Um, and let me just watch. Yeah, see, this is Zoom is like being so weird. My camera and Zoom are not happy recently. So, oh my gosh. It's always, oh, I just love all the technology stuff. It's so much fun. Um, yeah, just so much fun. So, okay, let me just regroup here for a second. Uh, Robert, it's so good to have you, my dear. Welcome. And we are so happy to share it with you for sure. And Nora, good morning. Do I ever take questions from Mother Mary? So, Nora, the way it works is that no, these live streams are just for her to give an offering. And if you have questions for Mother, there's a couple of different um, forms. So I leave that open to having private sessions with her. So if you if you just sign up to receive my emails and become a part of the community that way, then you'll know the next time I'm doing privates. I'm just finishing up a block of privates right now, so I won't be doing them again until probably November, early December, all through November and December. And I've included this year doing small group Q&A, so that if people only have one kind of burning question, they can sign up for a small group private session. Well, semi-private, I guess that would be the word. And that's a good place to ask if you have one big question you want to talk to Mother about. But if you have a lot of questions for her, then I recommend doing a private session with her. So yeah, if you just sign up for the emails, then you'll know the next time that I'm doing them, and you can sign up for that. But here in the live stream format, we're not able to do that because when Mother is embodied, my vision is not good. So I couldn't even read the questions with my eyes, or, yeah. So it's not really conducive for that. So yeah, that's what I offer for having your personal questions answered. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you all. Hello, 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 Grace and Hugh. Amora, I'm sorry, I said Enora. See, see, that's the perfect illustration that I can not read the chat very well. Even when she's not embodied, even with my glasses on, my computer's a little far from me, so the font is so small. I'm like, Amora, I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. Barbara, aloha, my dear. Oh, great. Oh, I'm so glad, Amora. Yeah, I have not seen Jamie in a few years, and I miss her. I loved those interviews when we were doing them. They were so much fun. They were just so much fun. I love her. Um, she is truly a gifted and lovely person. Yeah, Jamie Butler is awesome. Hello, Judy. Good to see you. All right. How about if we get started? I'm curious to see what Mother has in store for us today. Here we go. Hmm. Hello, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you for joining me in this container, this space that we have our little corner of YouTube. It is a joy to be in this body with you now, to share, to commune, and to help you to navigate your way through your spiritual awakening as it applies to your everyday life. Right? That's the most important thing about a spiritual awakening, is that it's all meant to be woven into your everyday life. Even if your awakening seems extreme and you're thrown off center or you feel off kilter, it is temporary. Your body, your being, your energy, it's all working to integrate, refine, and transform so that all the connection you have with the divine, all the love and communion that you are awakening to, can be in the little things, the small moments, the connection you have with other people, what you choose to spend your time doing and creating. Spirituality was never meant to be a separate endeavor, a separate experience, but it was always and will always be designed to weave into your daily living. Because if you don't feel supported in your spiritual life, your spiritual awakening, your spiritual discoveries, if it does not support your daily living, then maybe it's time to explore a more expanded version of spirituality. And again, if your spiritual awakening has thrown you off center, if strange things are happening, odd results of the energy you are experiencing, trust in yourself and trust in the process. And know that it is temporary. It can feel like an inconvenience. It can upset the careful balance you may have created in your life. But ultimately, it is designed for you rather than to be used against you or any part of your life. So I want to continue my focus on emotional freedom. Now, I tend to categorize emotions into the simplest form: happy, sad, angry. And all the emotions that sort of branch off of those three are really under the main umbrella of happy, sad, angry. So I don't consider love an emotion or even fear. These are feelings. They can become a state of being, depending on what you practice, what you nurture in your life. So feelings, sensations are a little different than emotions. Emotions are in the feeling family, but they are their own thing. If that is too separated in your mind, then don't bother with it. Just call them all feelings. And there can be hundreds of different iterations of emotions, of feelings. But I will tell you that it is important to understand, or to at least give some consideration to the root of your emotions. So anger is an original emotion. Sadness, grief is an original emotion. Happiness is an original emotion. These are feelings that are given to you so that your life has color and depth, that you can relate to others no matter where they live, how they worship, the color of their skin, how they choose to love or seek pleasure, right? No matter their age. There's a lot of things that make you all different. But one of the things that you have in common in the way you express yourself, the way you experience sensation, is with emotions. It's common ground. And right now, in your world, common ground is a very precious commodity. And in some places in the world, it is a scarce commodity. So the more freedom you have with your emotions, the more freedom you will allow others with their emotions. Not that you are responsible for their emotional freedom. I encourage you not to be responsible, to believe you're responsible, to take responsibility for another person's emotional health or freedom. But I am saying that when you allow your own freedom to be, specifically in relation to your emotions, happy, sad, angry, the easier it will be for you to accept and honor, not take responsibility for, but honor other people's emotions. It's as if you are giving yourself permission that then creates your willingness to give others permission to simply express emotions in the way they choose to express them. So today I want to focus on anger, emotional anger freedom. This is one of the emotions that cause the most problems for individuals because it is often categorized as negative. It's a negative emotion. And the whole idea of negativity in your culture, in your society, is that it's bad or it's wrong. Right? So spiritual people don't get angry. But that, beloved ones, is simply not true. It's a story that gets passed around that does more damage than helps. So people get angry. No matter how normally joyful or spiritual or awakened or asleep, or it doesn't matter. People become angry. Anger is a natural emotion. It is part of your whole freedom dynamic. So by repressing anger, by rejecting anger, not allowing anger, or classifying anger as wrong, you are repressing your anger, and you are teaching the repression of anger in others. But think about this in a different way. Emotional anger freedom comes when you allow yourself to be angry when you get angry, but not to act on that anger, not to project that anger, not to demand that others take notice of your anger, that they somehow cater to your anger, or that they change because of your anger. When you let yourself experience anger with no expectation, no projection, and no judgment, you are opening yourself to an extraordinary experience, because anger is like fire. Right? You would not want to reject fire in your world. Fire has so many incredible uses. It is what helped you all to become who you are today with your human race. It is quick, it burns hot, anger, and it illuminates. So when you need quick, fast illumination, anger is your friend. It provides a kind of clarity that just burns through the fog. It wakes you up. Maybe you have heard the term, um, I lit a fire under him, and boy, he got going, right? There is recognition and understanding of the anger elemental fire relationship. It can create a sense of expansion. It can inspire in the moment when that fog is burned through and the clarity comes. But the problems arise when you judge it as wrong. So fire is only destructive when it burns out of control. So with your anger, that would be turning it in on yourself, projecting it onto another, becoming violent with your anger. That's part of the projection process. Those of you that are empaths, you can feel when someone is angry at you, there is a kind of violence because it is being projected at you. But when someone's just angry, you can feel the volatility of that. You can feel the intensity, but you do not feel as though there is violence being focused at you, towards you, on you. And that is what makes all the difference. To own your anger without turning it inward against yourself. To own your anger, to just let it be without the need to blame others, to project it onto others, to harm others or yourself. Now, all of a sudden, this is a different thing altogether. If you stop weaponizing your anger and just let it be, let it exist, let it flow, then you have made a very strong ally and you have restored an aspect of your emotional health that may have been ill for a long time. Anger, all the emotions, as I spoke in the past few weeks, they are cyclical. They are not designed to last. They are momentary, right? So when you don't own your anger, when you don't allow anger to flow in a natural, organic way, you start to twist it. Or if at some point in your life you discovered that anger got you things, maybe your anger cowed the people around you into doing your bidding. Or your anger gives you a sense of control over others. Or anger is the way that you feel, maybe the only way you feel that you're really being heard, you're really being acknowledged. So this week, I'm encouraging you all to explore your anger. Are you afraid of it? Do you judge it as wrong? Do you repress it? What do you notice about your experiences with unhealthy anger, anger that is discarded or projected, used for manipulation or violence, control, whether to self or to others. And when someone's just angry, they're not trying to pull you into it, they're not projecting it onto you, they're just angry. There's a kind of peace with that. You can support someone's anger when it's natural, when it's not being used to harm, when you can see that someone is erupting and needs clarity and is trying to cut through all the chatter that the acquired self creates. It's a thing of beauty. It's something that you don't have to fear. But if you've used anger in the past in unhealthy ways, what can happen for some people is they start to think, hey, this gets me results, so I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep using it and keep using it, so that when you get triggered due to whatever you perceive as a threat, not being heard, not being seen, not getting what you want, trying to push your views or your judgments or your opinions, then anger can become a go-to feeling. It's sort of, let me see. It ceases being natural and organic and becomes a synthetic creation, right? So you have determined that anger gives you some kind of control, somehow gets you what you want, gets other people's attention. So if you have used, continue to use anger in this manner, in order for that anger to be triggered over and over and over again as a reactive response, that's something that you have cultivated yourself over the years. So you may be someone who has to do different work than another person who's afraid of their anger, and maybe you hardly ever let yourself be angry. And if the tiny bits of anger that are allowed through very occasionally, no one would ever know, because you keep that so hidden, because it's unacceptable, it's wrong. All the other stories and judgment around anger. Now, the misuse of anger, yes, can cause enormous harm, just as the misuse of sadness and happiness can cause enormous harm. Because if you have created a reactive response in anger or sadness or happiness, that's your trigger response, then you are manufacturing that emotion. It's not natural or organic. You're sort of, yes, it is the emotion of anger, sad or happy, but you're controlling it because you have that ability, you have that power. You are calling on it when you get triggered, the anger response. So it's a different kind of anger. It's an anger that is weaponized, that is used specifically to harm, whether that's yourself or others, or the world around you. So this week, I'm asking you to take a little bit of time to explore anger and just ask, just look, just feel, just see, just listen. Am I free within my anger? Is my anger free within me? Do I try to control my anger by repressing it or weaponizing it? Has anger become a habit for me? When I feel angry, what happens? Do I panic? Do I lash out? Do I blame others? How can I own my own anger? So the first thing that I encourage you to do is, when you're not angry, to meditate with the emotion of anger that is alive within you. You don't have to feel the emotion of anger to know that it exists inside of you. Each one of you have gotten angry many times over the course of your life. But to befriend your anger, to accept, to honor your anger as a gift, not something to be abused, not something to be used to harm yourself or others, but what if you were to explore anger for what it really is in its natural, organic form and expression? What gifts might it have for you when it is not rejected or used in ways that are harmful, but are really allowed to awaken you to what is really happening in the moment, to clear the fog, to inspire you, to create momentum and movement so that you can act, not react, but act in ways that support you, that support you within your relationships, you within your job, your career, you within your home life, you with nature and your world. What if you allowed anger to exist in its true form? To just give permission for anger to be. Not to harm, but to be. And just see how it feels. And not needing to justify your anger because someone did or said something. So you justifiably are angry because they did X or they said Y. Just let all of that go. And when you feel anger, let it be. Don't do anything with it. Just feel it. Just let it be. And see if you don't notice a profound change within you. How you feel about yourself. How you honor yourself. Anger is not really the problem. It's what you all do with anger that creates a lot of your problems. The more free you can be, the more you can become skilled at expressing to others that it's not a good time to talk this out because you're angry. You need to just be with your anger and see what's there for you. What is it awakening you to? And then maybe it's time to continue the conversation after you have more clarity. Just because people want to engage you when you're angry or they're angry doesn't mean you have to do it. You are free to let yourself experience your anger in a way that is healthy, loving, and kind. And when other people try to weaponize their anger and use it against you, that's when you set some loving boundaries. This is not a good time to have this conversation. I'm going to step out while you experience your anger and all that it has to bring you, and then we'll come back together and talk this out, connect in a different way, right? Or something very simple. Hey, don't project your anger on me. Have your anger. Don't take it out on me, right? Because ultimately, you all are going to do things and say things that cause hurt or disappointment or harm, all these things. That's part of being human. It's part of living together. It's part of co-creating. But if you can own your anger and let it be, and encourage others, set a boundary so others can own their anger without projection, now you're really getting into emotional freedom. That's a big one for, I would say, most of you. Enjoy your exploration and enjoy making friends with what really is an ally. Because anger is a gift, beloved ones. If you are willing to receive that gift, to perceive your anger, your healthy anger, as that gift, it is going to create so much freedom for you, beloved ones. Take your time with this. Don't try to come up with instant answers. Let it unfold, but do be conscious about this exploration, because freedom tends to come more easily through consciousness. Beautiful. And if you are afraid of your anger, call me to you. Recognize that I am with you. And let's explore your anger together. I love you, beloved ones. Blessed be. Mm. Mm. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Mm. I gotta say, for me, I that was just all me, about me. I fall right into those categories, but not the anger, the fear part of anger and the repression of anger. That's me. And boy, it's been a long journey in letting myself even be angry. Like I used to, gosh, when Mother and I were first, I'm gonna say the first 5 or 7 years or so, I used to start, like anger would start to come up, and then like a switch, I just boop, I just turn it off, and then I cry. Like my anger would come out through tears, or sort of this bastardized version of sadness. It was weird, and I didn't even realize I did that until I started with Mother and really getting into my healing and awareness of myself. And it was kind of shocking that I could literally feel the fire like coming up, and I just switch it right off. It was kind of creepy when I first understood what was happening. And then, and I still am working. A big part of what I work with my own anger is to not blame other people because I got angry. Like, I mean, yes, logically, if the situation hadn't been what it was, I may not have experienced anger, but that, because I still have negative feelings about, or negative judgments and beliefs around anger. So blaming other people, it's like, well, if you hadn't done or said, I wouldn't be angry. And I don't speak to people that way, but that's happening in my head. Um, so it has been a really, really long journey with anger for me. And I believe that the healing the progress I've made in relation to my anger, being more accepting and more kind about getting angry, I feel like it's really brought a lot of balance to my sadness and my happy. Like a lot of balance that I just didn't have before. So I find what she's saying extremely effective. And just so you all know, I've been she's been working with me on that for a big part of my adult life. Um, for sure, for sure. Uh, I'm so glad you all were here today. Wow, yeah, yes, agreed, Cindy, agreed. Oh, I'm so glad, Grace. That's awesome. Yes, Amora, I am conscious when I channel. Yes, I am. Fortunately, I have been conscious of all the teachings for over 30 years, and I have really needed every one of them. Every private session, every teaching. Gosh, it's just been a huge, huge part of my own healing and growth. So I personally am very grateful that I get to hear what's happening. Uh, Sherry, so good to see. Yes, yes. I know. I love that so much of her teachings, it's really just about ownership, owning myself, like taking responsibility for myself, letting me be and feel and think and whatever the way that I do, and not making anybody else responsible for any of it, not blaming them, not projecting, trying to manipulate. I mean, there's just so many ways that I used to try to affect people to get what I wanted because I felt unsafe. I felt so unsafe in the world. It's such a relief not to have to do so much of that. I mean, it certainly happens still from time to time, but I'm much better at catching myself, or Mother's much better at reminding me that that's what I'm doing and to stop like right now and make amends for that, because it's, yeah, what would the world be if we all just took responsibility for ourselves and then shared with others rather than, making those demands on others. I don't know, pie in the sky, maybe. I don't know. Uh, oh, oh, thank you, Amora, for saying that. I agree. I agree. She is a very gentle teacher and a surprising amount of power in that gentleness. Um, or at least let me say that it's the kind of power that I respond best to. And I just, yeah, I love the way she teaches. I agree. Of course she's showing up in Jamie's healings. She loves Jamie. Um, yes, thank you so much, Barbara, for the reminder. Please, everybody, give a like to this live stream, the video, if you enjoyed it. I would so appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button, tap the like button, click the like button, however, whatever your style of giving that thumbs up, I definitely appreciate it. And of course, subscribing to the channel helps as well. And for me, the reason that I do this, the reason that Mother wants to be on YouTube, is so that folks can find her. It's just that simple. So that's why we're here. And the way the YouTube algorithm works, the more likes that a video has, the more, it shows up in people's feeds who have similar interests. So, yeah, your service, literally, you're doing a huge service just by hitting that like button. And it's an easy service, super easy. But of course, only if you feel that uh, you truly liked it and you feel that it's worthy of being shared. So, have you watched The Chosen? Oh, I have not. I think I've heard of that. Why can't I remember? I hear you, Amora. It takes practice to get beyond that doubt. It really does. I was plagued with it in the beginning, just plagued with doubt. But I had good friends, I had good support, and Mother, with her just gentle love, was like, "Nope, it's real. We're here. We're doing stuff. It's happening." So eventually, my doubts got quiet, but. No, I have not watched The Chosen. I'll have to look for that. But I think people have been talking about it in the community, and I don't know why I keep forgetting to watch it, but thanks for that reminder. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope that you discover an ally with your anger. Mwah. Bye-bye.